Hey, architecture firm owners and emerging leaders. Get ready for unparalleled insight into the development of a world-class architecture firm and a worldwide organization driving the digital transformation of the design and construction industry. With Build Smart, the podcast that's changing how our profession operates. We share the incredible stories behind innovation in the building industry with my friend and co-host, Patrick McLeamy, FAIA, former CEO of the international architecture firm, HOK.
You know, Yamasaki's office or firm lasted during his lifetime. And when he passed away, I think that was the end of the Yamasaki office. Helmut did not want that. He wanted a firm that would live out and grow beyond the founders.
In Season 1, discover the untold stories behind HOK's meteoric rise, from 150 employees in St. Louis to a powerhouse with over 1,900 staff members and 27 offices worldwide.
You know, they weren't as polite as the Kojima people. That was just boom. And anytime you have a creditor, whether it's Kojima or the bank, that wants their money, unless you can raise money someplace else, you are out of business.
Bankrupt. And hold on tight for Season 2, where Patrick takes us on a new adventure as chairman of Building Smart International, shaping the future of digital transformation in the design, construction, and operation of built assets.
Ian Howell, Ken Harold, and I, Ken was my technical representative from HOK. The three of us took a tour of Europe of 5 cities in 5 days. Very busy time.
Simply follow the link in the show notes to subscribe to Build Smart now and uncover lessons that will transform you and your architecture firm. Hey, architecture firm owners and emerging leaders. Get ready for unparalleled insight into the development of a world-class architecture firm and a worldwide organization driving the digital transformation of the design and construction industry. With Build Smart, the podcast that's changing how our profession operates. We share the incredible stories behind innovation in the building industry with my friend and co-host, Patrick McLeamy, FAIA, former CEO of the international architecture firm, HOK.
You know, Yamasaki's office or firm lasted during his lifetime. And when he passed away, I think that was the end of the Yamasaki office. Helmut did not want that. He wanted a firm that would live out and grow beyond the founders.
In Season 1, discover the untold stories behind HOK's meteoric rise, from 150 employees in St. Louis to a powerhouse with over 1,900 staff members and 27 offices worldwide.
You know, they weren't as polite as the Kojima people. That was just boom. And anytime you have a creditor, whether it's Kojima or the bank, that wants their money, unless you can raise money someplace else, you are out of business.
Bankrupt. And hold on tight for Season 2, where Patrick takes us on a new adventure as chairman of Building Smart International, shaping the future of digital transformation in the design, construction, and operation of built assets.
Ian Howell, Ken Harold, and I, Ken was my technical representative from HOK. The three of us took a tour of Europe of 5 cities in 5 days. Very busy time.
Simply follow the link in the show notes to subscribe to Build Smart now and uncover lessons that will transform you and your architecture firm. Hey, it's Mark R. LePage, founder of EntreArchitect and the host of EntreArchitect Podcast. I'm back in your feed in between episodes to introduce yet another great resource for you. It's a new community. It's called Architects and Allies, and it's for you and all our friends working and serving within the AEC industries. Architects, engineers, construction pros, consultants, service providers, manufacturer representatives, the AEC media, everybody. If you're working in the AEC industries, then Architects and Allies, the community, is for you. In this special in-between episode, I've invited 2 friends to join me and talk about this powerful new community. I hope you enjoy it. John Jones and Brian McCartney, welcome to this special episode of EntreArchitect Podcast.
Thank you, Mark. It's great to be here.
Thanks, Mark. It's really good to be here today.
It is great to have you both here. This is going to be a fun conversation.
Absolutely.
This is a special episode. We're going to sneak this in between our regular feed because this is an interesting conversation about a new community that we are launching or have launched called Architects and Allies. And I want to give you a little bit of background on what happened and how it happened, and then we'll talk about what Architects and Allies is. Back in 2012, that's where we started. That's EntreArchitect's birth date is December 12th, 2012. I launched EntreArchitect from a personal blog that I started back in 2007, and I launched it as EntreArchitect.com as a new platform to inspire and help small firm architects build better businesses. Because back then, and even today, I believe that when small firms individually become more successful, more financially successful, more successful as leaders, when they become more successful as small business owners, the profession grows from that. They benefit from that. The profession as a whole grows from that. Because as small firms become more independent, more successful, the entire profession of architecture grows. And it becomes more resilient. And from that, because the architecture profession becomes more resilient, becomes stronger, it grows, the world benefits from that, right? So because architects are the ones that are out there creating and building the world, the built environment that we live within. So my mission, personal mission, is to help every small firm architect succeed, because that's the way I can make the world a better place, right? And so that's where EntreArchitect came from. And since we launched back in 2012, it's become a huge community of people. We've launched mastermind groups for the community that form professional peer groups. We have membership with training and resources. We do multi-week workshops where you can dive deep and learn about financial management and branding. And we've grown the community outside of the membership on LinkedIn. Currently, the LinkedIn group has more than 18,000 members. The Facebook group, the private Facebook group, has more than 6,000 members. The EntreArchitect Community Facebook group. And that group is an amazing place. The EntreArchitect Facebook group, the EntreArchitect Community, it's called. And it's amazing because of the people within that group. Every day, there are dozens of posts inside the EntreArchitect Community Facebook group. There's hundreds of comments. It's a place of support and encouragement and transparency and honesty and positivity. I always say that it's the most positive place on the internet for architects in the world.
Absolutely.
I believe that. And it is because it's a private group. Architects feel safe in there. It becomes the online home for thousands of small firm architects all throughout the world. It's a global community, and it's amazing that when we have events in there every day at 4 o'clock, Jeff Eccles does a live call called Context and Clarity, and that's a global conversation. And for years, non-architects, our allies, have been trying to get into that group. They've been asking to become members of that group, including Brian.
Yes,
one of them around here right now.
Brian has not only asked to be in, he's tried to get in, he's tried to find his way in, he's requested multiple times, and we've rejected him every time because he's not an architect. And it's the reason that community is so successful is because it's a private, safe, secure place, right? It's a place where we can grow as a family of architects. Which results in a culture, right? And that's the heart of it, is that there's a culture there of support, of encouragement. It's very different from the traditional ways architects have treated one another in the past. We've always been very secretive. We've always been very private. We've always thought we had the secret sauce for our firm, and we're not going to share any of it, right? And we've completely turned that on its head in this group, and because it's exclusive to architects and architecture students, it's grown. But this mission that I have as the founder of EntreArchitect, I've learned over the years since 2012 is that I can't do this alone, right? I can't change the world all by myself, right? EntreArchitect needs a team. And one of the reasons why the Facebook group works so well, the EntreArchitect Facebook group works so well, is because we have Leslie and Robert in there as moderators. They're in there every day. I'm in there every day, but they're there and sort of helping me keep an eye on things, making sure that the culture in the community stays strong and healthy. And so I've learned that I can't do this all by myself. So so with that inspiration from constant encouragement from Brian and others, I launched Architects and Allies, which is another private Facebook group that is dedicated to the entire AEC industry, right? So it has engineers, designers, contractors, construction professionals, manufacturers, consultants, service providers, AEC media, and architects, right? So these are our allies. This is the Architects and Allies group, and we want to grow a very similar thing that we've done at EntreArchitect. Because we can't do this together, right? We need to come together as an industry, right? We need to work together and collaborate. So we launched Architects and Allies, and that's the new community on Facebook called the Architects and Allies. You can just search Architects and Allies on Facebook, and you can find it. You can request membership. If you are a member of the AEC community, architects or engineers, or that list that I just described, we'll let you in. Right. And it's the same thing. If you're not, you can't join. You have to be a member of this community of architects and engineers and construction and all the support that comes along with it. And so today, I know this has been a long intro, but I wanted to have some background and some context here. On this special episode, I invited my friends, John Jones and Brian McCartney, to join me here to talk about Architects and Allies, because they are the moderators of the Facebook group, and they've become the leaders of this new community, of the community at large, not just in the Facebook group, but they are the leaders of the Architects and Allies community. And so I wanted to bring them on here and talk about what we're doing there now, what we plan on doing in the future. And so with that long introduction, sorry guys, I would love for you to both introduce yourselves. Maybe John, you go first, and just briefly give us some context to who you are, and your background with EntreArchitect and inside the Architects and Allies community.
Okay. I'm an architect. I actually run a small residential practice. I like to say small practice with big ideas, because I don't want to limit myself with that description. Out of Westport, Connecticut, which Westport's a suburb basically of the metro New York City area. I'm about an hour into the city by train to Grand Central Station from Westport's train station. And I've been running my practice for over 23 years now. It's funny, Mark, you mentioned 2012 is when you gave birth to EntreArchitect.
Yeah.
And I was there early on. It's 2012. Gosh, it seems like it was yesterday in some ways. It also seems like EntreArchitect's been part of my practice and my life forever.
Yeah, you are a founding member of EntreArchitect. I call the first mastermind group, which was where it all began. Before we broke it up into multiple mastermind groups, I call those the founding members, and you are a founding member of EntreArchitect.
I'm blessed and honored to be part of that group, and we'll talk more about the benefits that I've received from EntreArchitect and how it translates to what we're doing with Architects and Allies. But that should suffice as an intro for me right now. Give a little background on who I am, and we'll turn it over to Brian.
Yeah, Brian McCartney. I'm based in Southwest Florida, here in Estero, Florida, down here on the southwest coast of Florida. Hoping we're not going to get a big storm here in a few days. But my background is actually in branding and marketing. So I've been working in branding and marketing for over 30 years now. It kind of pains me to say that sometimes, but I originally started in more of the in the consumer-facing kind of role of branding and marketing, working with big firms like Calvin Klein, Chevrolet, General Motors in general, and then Lipton Foods and many others. About 12 years ago, after living in Switzerland for 12 years, we moved back to the U.S., my wife and I. Ended up here in Florida, and we started working with a lot of local businesses, and more and more over time we got involved in working with construction and building industry related firms. And a few years back, we started working with our first architecture client, and that kind of set us on a path of wanting to work more with architects. I think, Mark, you said something about the idea of being able to impact a lot of people through helping architects, and we feel much the same way. And our mission over the next 10 years is to bring value to 100,000 architects. And so we really see our relationship with EntreArchitect as a great way to fulfill that mission and to bring value to this community. So we're really looking forward to our involvement in this.
Yeah, if you wanted to learn more about Brian, he's been on the podcast before. You can just search Brian McCartney on the on EntreArchitect. If you go to EntreArchitect.com /search, EntreArchitect.com/search, there's a search engine there that you can search all the content at EntreArchitect.com. So you can just pop in Brian McCartney. It's Bry with a yo, so it's BRYON McCartney, and you can find the podcasts that Brian was on. All right, let's talk about the Facebook group. That was the first thing that we did. This was full disclosure. It was an inspiration from Brian. His pressure. Finally, I mean, I've had probably hundreds of our allies, want to be part of the community. They are a significant part of the success of EntreArchitect through the podcast and the other things that we do through sponsorships and that kind of thing. But Brian really wanted to be part of this community. He wants to be part of the conversation that we're having as architects, and that inspired me. I said, well, we have this successful community at Facebook with these architects. Why can't we do that for the greater community and give it to Brian, right? and finally give something to Brian to be able to do what he wants to do, because I really think that the things that they're doing at ArcMark is helping the community, right? And so I wanted him to let him in, but I couldn't let him in. And so let's build a new community that's similar, that architects can join too, and the rest of the AEC community can join. So and then I invited the two of you to moderate it, because you're very active. John is very active in the membership, and he's very active at the EntreArchitect community, so he understands the culture very intimately. And so I thought he would be a great moderator. And because of Brian's involvement in the EntreArchitect community at large, I thought he would be a great moderator too. And so why don't you guys talk about the Facebook group and how it works and what's going on over there?
Sure. Just interestingly, if I could jump ahead, Brian,
Sure.
I mean, it's nice that you chose an architect and an ally to moderate the Architects and Allies group.
Absolutely.
There's already a synergy and a friendship that Brian had been developing at the time we've known one another. And you'll probably hear me say synergy a bit in this conversation. But I think just that basis, that this relationship between us, to me, inspires me for what's going to happen within the community as it continues to grow.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I think from my point of view, it's great to hear you, knowing that we're recording this, I've got proof now that I was right.
But I can edit.
Yes, that's true. At least I know it in my heart, Mark. So, I think one of the things that I've always what I've always appreciated about you and about the EntreArchitect community is that it's really about sharing ideas, sharing knowledge, sharing what works, sharing what doesn't work. And I think that this community now that we have other ideas, it's one thing when you, I guess, focus on, people that have your similar experiences and see things from your point of view.
Yeah.
But once you get outside of that box and you start to be able to expose yourself to like other perspectives, other ideas, I think that's the real strength of this community. I think that's what I'm seeing coming out of this so far, is that, there's there's different ways to address different challenges and different problems that we have. And if we only stick within our kind of isolated zone, our silo, right, we're going to miss opportunities. And that's where I see this community really providing a lot of value, because we've got a lot of different people with different backgrounds, different ways of thinking about things, who can share ideas, share what works, what doesn't work, and help architects, help allies as well. So I think that's the real beauty of this.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that, I mean, architects, especially with the EntreArchitect community, with the Facebook group, it's very isolated, right? It is just architects and architecture students. And so it's very successful because of that, but also it's because it's so isolating that we're not getting that outside influence within that community. And by opening it up to a greater AEC community, we both benefit, right? Architects can learn a lot about business and success from our allies, because a lot of them are really successful at what they're doing, right? And and it's because they know how to run businesses. And so they can help us as architects, and then architects can help the allies by saying, here's what we want, here's what we need as architects, here's how you can how you can help us serve our clients better and help us be more successful. And so there definitely is a synergy, which I agree with you, John, that it is a mutually beneficial objective to do this.
Yes. Another word I'll throw out is cross-pollination. I guess. Now,
sounds like a drinking game. All right.
Yeah.
Synergy. All right. You said cross-pollination. We're in. Drink.
Is it pollination? I don't know. But it's bringing now groups from different backgrounds together, and having the ability to share that is just huge. And like you said, Mark, architects can, share with our allies, this is what we need or what we're looking for, how you can help us. But likewise,
right.
I'm sure there's plenty of people in the construction industry saying, geez, I wish architects would do something this way. And
yeah, right.
Why are they making it so difficult?
I'm sure there's a lot of that.
So I mean, I can't wait. I know I'm going to learn a whole lot from this group. From people who I work with builders and people in the trades, but not often, and we don't have in-depth level conversations about process and business and systems and all the things that are important to running a business. So I am thrilled to maybe get chewed out a little bit as an architect from our friends in the industry, because that's how we grow and that's how we learn.
Right. I hope so.
Yeah, I think that's that's funny, Mark. That's funny, John, that you mentioned getting chewed out. I think it's Nikita Morel, who was just on our AMA session. That's something I've talked to her a lot about. She's one of those people that's very outspoken about how architects communicate and the things that they do wrong and stuff like that. And I think inviting people like that in to a group like this, I think is, you can look at it like getting chewed out, but you can also look at it like, wow, I have a great opportunity to get advice and input from people who really know this stuff, right? And that's, I think that's where, that's what if I get one thing across in this podcast, I think for architects, there's a huge amount of value in having these people in a group like this. We're trying to attract people from all facets, not just marketing and branding, but like you said, construction firms, engineers, whomever, right? We want to bring all those people together to share what we all know, but then also to call us out on what's not working, what is working, and help share the things that you've learned and the things that you've found value in, so that all of us can benefit. From my perspective, I mean, like you said, I now have a community that I can turn to and say, hey, what do you guys think of this? Right. And for me, that's hugely valuable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you've already started doing things
Yeah.
in the community, right? So it's not just a group where you join and you talk with one another, which there's a lot of that happening, right? If you have a
Yeah.
question, you post the question in this private group and you'll get a bunch of answers, right? And that's
Yeah.
sort of the foundation of it. But you're already activating with other things. You mentioned Nikita Morel. She's a copywriter for architects and engineers in our community. Talk about the Ask Me Anything program that you've already started inside the group. That was spearheaded by the two of you, and great idea. Great idea.
Yeah, so the concept is really simple. We want to invite somebody each month to have a live discussion in the group using Facebook Live. We go live, and basically we use that as an opportunity for the members of the community to ask them the questions about their area specialties. So we just had Nikita on. Nikita is a copywriter and marketing strategist. She's from Sydney, Australia, and she's worked with a ton of architects over the past several years to help them improve their website copy, how they communicate, and all of that. So we had a great session with her where we invited her on, and we're just answering the questions that we're getting in the comments as we're doing the Facebook Live. So it's a really interactive, fun session.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was part of that and contributed to the comment side,
Yes.
the question side, and it was very interesting. I think architects need some help with their copy.
Definitely.
So,
And Brian did the first session, and again, along with Archmark, he answered questions about, very similar topics. And the beauty about Ask Me Anything, and it's kind of modeled, in my mind, it's kind of modeled off of Context and Clarity that Jeff Eccles does, sort of. It's modeled after it in the sense that it's a live Facebook meeting. And just by nature of that, it's something that remains on Facebook as long as Facebook and Architects and Allies exists. So it becomes a living library, a living reference that people can always go back to and search, as you said before, Mark. Just go up to the corner of the page and do a search and find the topic you're looking for.
yeah, every Facebook group has a search bar that you can search in the group for content, and so you can search for Ask Me Anything. You can search for copywriting. You'll pop up, Nikita, and that'll be there for as long as that group exists. That content will be there, and it'll just continue to grow as new Ask Me Anything sessions happen, and you'll be doing other things. You'll be growing some other ways of the community to come together in other new ways. We've just launched the first sort of membership version. So we're going to the next level here with the EntreArchitect. It's actually the Architects and Allies Mastermind Group. It's a separate from EntreArchitect's membership. So this is a new membership for Architects and Allies called the Architects and Allies Mastermind Group, which you can join. And the reason we're doing that is because again, inspired by EntreArchitect, one of the most successful things we do at the EntreArchitect community, the membership side of it, are these masterminds. We have 14 mastermind groups inside the EntreArchitect membership. They are super successful. The mastermind groups are peer groups, professional peer groups of about 10 people each, and they come together on a weekly basis on a Zoom call and support one another. They become allies. They become advisors for your business. Many of the early groups, like John's early groups, John's in group 1, right, John?
That's right, yes.
And the first 3 groups that we have in EntreArchitect are built from that early community of members. And those groups that have been around for a long time have become best friends. Some of those groups have gone on vacation together, like literally. They joined, they said, okay, we're going to all go to this place and we're going to hang out together and have live mastermind groups. And so that's where the bond comes from. And we wanted to do that for the Architects and Allies community as well. And so right now, you can join a mastermind group for the AEC industry if you're a member of the AEC industry. And John Jones is the moderator. Brian is a member. We have some other members already joined up. You can, if you want to learn more about it and enroll, you can go to entrearchitect.com/AEC. Makes it nice and easy. You can go there, learn more about the membership, how it works, and enroll. It is limited to 10 people. So once it hits 10 people, it's closing. We're getting close to that now. So if you're interested, definitely go to entrearchitect.com/AEC and sign up. If we hit Friday, August 7th as well at midnight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, it's going to close as well. So if we don't hit that 10 seats, which I doubt, I'm pretty sure we'll fill them up. But we're also closing enrollment on Friday, August 7th at midnight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time on August 7th. So if you're interested, join that as well. What are your thoughts, John, on the mastermind group? You're the moderator. And the moderator's job is really just to schedule the meetings and make sure that, that the administrative side works on it. He's not presenting anything. You want to talk a little bit about how mastermind groups work and what people would get out of it?
Sure. I have, as you mentioned, I'm an original member of a mastermind group in the EntreArchitect community. And I can honestly say, I don't know where me or my business would be today without that support and that group behind me. I didn't always treat it with the understanding of how powerful it would be in my business. So there was a season where, I was like, it's 1 PM and the phone's ringing, so I'm just going to miss my mastermind group. And I missed a lot because I didn't fully appreciate the power behind it. There's really a synergy in the mastermind group that comes through where people bring an issue that they're dealing with a particular client or profitability or something in their business. And inevitably there's someone in that group who has had that same problem and overcome it and shares how to get through it. And there's an accountability factor in the group where, when we're sharing what our issues are and we're giving each other advice, we're going to follow up in the next meeting and say, hey, how's it going? Are you implementing the tools that we shared with you? And if not, why not? Or what can we do to help you? So the idea of a mastermind group that spreads across the industry, architects, allies, now, we're all coming from even a broader background of experience. So the depth of what we're going to be able to share with one another, in my mind, is going to be that much more. I wish I could reach through this, well, not through the screen, but through the podcast and somehow convince everybody of the untapped potential that's going to come through in this group, because it's there. And I'm thrilled about it.
Yeah, it's very exciting to be able to take what we've learned at EntreArchitect, but also within that the Facebook group to have the collaboration and the networking opportunities that we have in the Facebook group, but having them even more intentionally, right? More privately, intimately. The accountability that comes from Facebook groups are amazing. You set goals, you let the group know that this is the goal, and then not only do they hold you accountable to that goal, they help you achieve that goal, right? That's the concept of a mastermind, right? You bring the minds of 10 people together, and they act as one mastermind to solve the problem for the one person, and then it goes around week by week, right? That each person gets an opportunity for the group to help grow their business, and so it's amazing what they do. Brian, as a member, what are your thoughts on why did you join and what you're hoping to achieve through this new mastermind group?
Well, so I've been involved in other mastermind groups, as you know, Mark. So I've been involved in industry-focused mastermind groups, and then I've also been involved in others that are not industry-focused, like just pull in people from a lot of different businesses, and I've found them hugely helpful to me. As I was talking about before, the idea of different perspectives, in the non-industry focused mastermind group that I've been involved in for the last year, it's just helped me open up to new ideas, new ways of thinking. It's allowed me to bring in new input, new avenues of direction that I can follow. I mean, there's always the risk of shiny object syndrome and getting distracted from things But being in that in those groups just really have helped me to get clarity and focus on what I need to be doing, what I need to be focused on, and then also to get access to resources. I've been able to connect with other people in my mastermind groups and learn about different ways of doing things. Like I am not a process or organization type person. I'm a creative person. So that's been a huge help to us is in the one mastermind group that I'm in, we have somebody in that group who is very, very detailed on processes and project management and all these other things. And having her input on those aspects of our business has been really helpful to us. But also to reach out to people when you need things, and I think this kind of like this cross-pollinated group that we're forming is going to be very helpful in that regard, because it's going to bring a lot of us together, and we're going to be able to see how we can help each other, where we can support each other, and lift everybody up. It's an abundance mindset in a mastermind group. So it's all about helping each other, and that's quite fulfilling when you can have an impact on somebody else's business.
Yeah, very much so. It's super exciting for the possibilities and the opportunities that this group will have as an integrated group like that.
To Brian's point about, even beyond a weekly meeting, being able to connect with members in your group is so powerful. I wanted to mention that, Mark, you'll, with this mastermind group, we'll have a private communication channel on the Slack app. People don't know Slack is a team working app. And so, for instance, in my mastermind group, we keep the conversation going throughout the week by just writing to each other as a team on Slack. And if we run into a bump in the road, we're there to post it and get an answer from one another. So it's one of the great benefits of a mastermind group.
And the networking opportunities are going to be fascinating, because now you have, say you have 10 members from all different disciplines. They have a network, and now their network is now your network, because these groups are private and they're intimate, and they will share their network with you, right? I mean, it's not a requirement, but it's likely that's what will happen, is that if you need somebody in that group is going to have the answer for you with a direct contact. It'll be very interesting, the opportunities with these groups. So if you're interested, EntreArchitect.com/AEC to enroll. We hope that you're interested, and hope that you will become part of this powerful group. If you have any questions about it, pop into the Architects and Allies Facebook group and go ask some questions. Brian and John are there all the time, and just say, hey, absolutely, I saw this. There's a link in there for the group as well. You can post a comment right on that post, and we'll answer any questions that you have. What's the future look like, guys, for Architects and Allies in general? What are some of your thoughts on what's going to happen from this point forward with the community?
Well, I think one of the things that we've been talking about is that we want to bring the members together more and give them opportunities to get to know each other. Right now, we've been focusing on just getting some conversations going in the feed of the group and stuff like that. But we want to actually present opportunities for members to come together to learn more about each other. So one of the ideas that we're hoping to implement here soon is to bring in this a kind of virtual networking opportunity. So I think we'll probably start that off maybe once a month and see how it goes. But using Zoom, we'll invite members to come into a Zoom call with us, and then it'll kind of work like almost like a speed networking type of format, where we're gonna ask a question, and then we're gonna put people into breakout rooms where they can interact with each other and share their answers, get to know each other a little bit better. And the idea here is that we want to kind of give people that kind of one-to-one interaction with each other, kind of in a fun, fast-paced way. So that's one of the things that we've got on the horizon.
Well, everything is about building community here. So they ask me anything. We're starting that off at once a month, and we're planning this networking social hour where people can get together probably at once a month to start. But we want to grow this. We want the members here to take ownership of this community. So I just want to say to people who are listening, if you've got ideas on how to build this community, please put it into a comment on the Architects and Allies page, or reach out to us, and because we want to grow this. Once a month might turn into once a week, and something that we don't have planned yet will come on the horizon that it's going to just blow us away.
Yeah, we definitely want input. We want to know what our community members' ideas are. If there's something that you think we should be doing that we're not doing, or if there's something that you think would be a good idea for helping our members kind of coalesce and get to know each other. We definitely want to hear those ideas, and we definitely want to bring your input on board and see how we can implement different ideas and different ways of engaging this community.
Yeah, it's exciting. And if anybody didn't realize it, the Facebook group is free.
Yeah,
you don't even need to pay all this stuff we're talking about. The mastermind groups are a paid membership, but the Architects and Allies Facebook group and the Ask Me Anythings and the Future Social Hours, all free. So just search Architects and Allies. You can request membership into the Facebook group. It's actually facebook.com/groups with an S/Architects and Allies, all spelled out. But if you search for Architects and Allies, you're going to find it. It'll pop right up. You've been talking with us here with John Jones and Brian McCartney. You can learn more about John and his architecture firm, John Jones AIA, John with an H. So it's johnjonesaia.com. You can learn more about John there. Archmark.co. It's ARCH, Mark, MARK.co, Archmark. Architect marketing, right? Architects marketing.
Architect branding and marketing. Yes.
Right. So he focuses on our community, and he is an ally, and he does a great job over at archmark.co. Go check him out. Go link up on him on LinkedIn too. He's a LinkedIn expert.
You can reach me on LinkedIn. Just go to brilliantbryan.com, and it's Brian with a Y-O, Brian, B-R-Y-O-N, brilliantbryan.com will take you right to my LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, and one of the past podcast episodes with Brian was all about LinkedIn. And so if you're interested in to learn more about how you can leverage LinkedIn for architects, go search Brian McCartney LinkedIn over at EntreArchitect.com. So, and again, if you want to join the community on Facebook, it's facebook.com/groups/architects and allies. If you want to learn more about the mastermind groups, it's EntreArchitect.com/AEC. All right. John and Brian, thank you. Thank you very much for everything that you're doing for the community, the new Architects and Allies community. Thank you for being friends of mine and supporting EntreArchitect and my mission, and I appreciate for that. And thank you for hanging out with me today and teaching us all about what we're doing at Architects and Allies.
Likewise, Mark. Thanks for all you do for the Architect and Allies community. And honestly, it's a privilege to be part of the great work that we're doing here.
Yeah, definitely, Mark. I'm very blessed to have you as a friend. I want to acknowledge that, and I really appreciate you helping me to bring this community to life. I think this is something that, I obviously put a lot of pressure on you, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad we're making this a reality. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's exciting. I appreciate you both. And we'll see you over at the Architects and Allies Facebook group. Thanks. So there you go, my friends. Spread the word. The Architects and Allies community is for you and all our AEC friends, our allies in the AEC industries. Request membership for the private Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/architects and allies, all spelled out. Facebook.com/groups/architects and allies. And you can learn more about the new peer group dedicated to a diverse membership of AEC professionals, the Architects and Allies Mastermind. You can learn more and reserve one of the 10 seats available right now. And there's not 10 seats left. So if you want one, go grab one right now. EntreArchitect.com/AEC to learn more about the Architects and Allies Mastermind at EntreArchitect.com/AEC. Be well, my friends. Be happy, be healthy, safe and secure. Love, learn, and share what you know. Thanks for listening.
Imagine earning continuing education credits while doing exactly what you're doing right now. Well, you can. Gable Media has revolutionized the way you earn your continuing education credits with a groundbreaking approach. Forget running around town and scouring the internet for credit-worthy courses. Fulfill your CE requirements effortlessly by listening to engaging podcasts just like the one you're listening to now. Our podcasts are designed to educate, entertain, and inspire, all in a user-friendly environment. But wait, there's more. Architects, Gable Media is also approved as an AIA continuing education services provider. Upon completion, we handle everything, from reporting your hours directly to the AIA to storing your certificates in your personal Gable Media profile for your self-reporting needs. So follow the link in the show notes and start earning your credits in the most innovative and entertaining way possible with Gable Media.
Attention architects and creative minds, get ready to supercharge your brand with Build Your Brand, the podcast that's unlocking the secrets of branding success for creatives. Hey there, it's Mark Arlepage, founder of EntreArchitect, and I'm inviting you to join my friend, architect marketing expert Jeff Eccles at Build Your Brand podcast, where he explores the captivating stories of the world's top brands and transforms their lessons into powerful moves for small firm architects and creatives like you. In season 1, Jeff shares the thrilling tale of Southwest Airlines, where he dissects their journey to the summit and distills it into strategies tailor-made for you.
It's important to keep in mind that companies like Southwest compete in the real world, just like you, and face real-world challenges, just like you. You might be surprised at how similar those challenges are to the struggles that you grapple with on a day-to-day basis.
Don't miss out on your blueprint for success. Subscribe, tune in, and let's build your brand together.
You may have noticed that the very best brands in the world are also known for having somewhat unique corporate cultures. That's often the glue that holds everything together when they encounter those rough spots.
We don't do it because it inconveniences the passengers to whom we are primarily dedicated, the short haul, frequent flyer.
Follow the link in the show notes to subscribe to Build Your Brand today. Remember, no matter the size, the journey's the same. Your brand's journey to the top starts here.